Hey, what's up, America? It's another one of the ABM series. Hopefully, you know what ABM stands for, because I've been getting a little feedback that people are just a little scared of the title. I'll go ahead and say it. You're the angry black man. I'm not just an angry black man. The reason why I proclaim to be angry is there's obviously climate change issues we have to deal with. There's obviously renewable abilities out there for us to do that, but we've been ignoring it for over 20 years. I know I've been in solar myself for about 17 years. I have not been able to get any traction in the black community. I mean, people are doing solar here and there, but it's still not the level where we need it to be. I mean, we just had a series of tornadoes tear through Kentucky. They was on the ground for 200 miles. We're having another weather event, I guess, around the Minnesota, Wisconsin area that just kind of already put them in an emergency state. We have a system right now out in the Pacific Northwest that's really, I guess Oregon has already declared a state of emergency, and Washington State, Northern California, and all of those are having unprecedented snowstorms. So all the evidence is real, man. I mean, the world's weather is getting worse, getting more intense. We're not taking any action, man. We'd rather fight about masks and vaccines and whether Donald Trump still needs to be president. I personally don't get it. Yeah, I'm angry about that. I think America and human beings in general can just do so much better, man, but we're not. You know, we're coming out with the next sport or the next TV show or the next singing series. We remain distracted, while our planet really needs our help. It's crying out for our help, but we're content with being distracted. Which brings us to this installation right here. We're in Richmond, Indiana, right on the Ohio-Indiana border, right on I-70. I mean, as soon as you get into Indiana, man, these are actually tracking systems. They're on a single axis tracker. Of course, looks like it's really fenced off really good and we can't really get in there, but basically it's on a single axis tracker. And what it does as the sun moves across the sky, the panels literally track with the sun across the sky. Of course, it gets more productions out of the panels, but with all the mechanisms involved with allowing that to be on a single axis tracker and track the sun, of course, it involves additional costs as well as additional maintenance to make sure that the tracking system follows the procedure which it should, which is track the sun across the sky and get maximum output between the sun hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. While I'm not against this kind of installation, I really think these should thrive. I think people need to learn about the solar aspect instead of just riding by it on I-70 like we're doing right now. People riding by, they see the solar over here. I mean, they hear about solar, you know, they still think it's too expensive, but nobody's educating themselves. And that's where I come in with these series of videos, man. I'm just trying to educate people on, what we can do if we accept a solar society, a solar industry of where we can use more of this. Now, like I'm saying, I'm not really against things like this. I think these should be all over the place. But my own personal approach, as far as with my school ideas and everything, is to get solar out in the community. Because just like on this sign right here, it said Richmond 2 solar project. There's actually one right on the other side of the highway that's about the size of this one. But at the bottom right there, that associate program and the Indiana Municipal Power Authority, apparently TEV2, they got all the money for this. They're getting all the benefit from this. As far as the model that I've chosen, as far as the solar schools and what we're trying to do, solar educational schools. But what we'll do, we'll work with schools in the area. We'll put solar on schools so the children can learn. We'll put solar on churches so people that come to church regularly can learn. We'll put solar on community centers. So when people are out in community centers and parks, they can see the solar and learn. There's just so much opportunity to put solar out there so we can educate our youth, educate our young people about the possibilities of a solar industrial or, well, a renewable industry future. Not only solar, but wind, geothermal, biomass, and biofuels. We could put all of America back to work, people, and be able to do this in a responsible manner. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really love these installations like this, you know, of where you ride down the highway and you can see where cities and even states have adopted the solar. Because just like I said, we're in Indiana. I'm from Ohio. There's actually probably about 35 acres that I'm trying to buy along I-70 and right outside of Route 202, which sits outside of Huber Heights. I feel as when people ride down the highway and see these installations, at least it can jog their knowledge that solar is out there, solar is being used, and solar is a natural, smart way to go as we move forward in our future to address our job situation, to address climate change, to try to show our young children that we do have possibilities for the future, that adults are fighting for their future possibilities. I think some of the children right nowadays that go in and shoot up schools and just come in with no hope see that adults have forgotten about their future. I do not want to be a part of that. I want to show children that we're taking their future into high consideration, that we are trying to make them a better world, so they don't have to lash out at the world that we think we are leaving them. So please, people, Americans, people around the world, we've got to double down, triple down, quadruple down on trying to affect climate change. Just like I said, we're talking about weather events right now that are unprecedented in our society. But we still make excuses. You know, we come out with another voice, another program where people can sing, another program where people can do sports, another program where people can, the Real Housewives of Outback County. I mean, it just doesn't matter, man. We're coming up with so many things just to keep us entertained and not trying to solve the problem. Sites like this can solve the problem. Richmond, Indiana, a very Republican state, at least they're trying to do something different. I mean, Ohio, we actually had a thriving solar program. We had a good solar idea, but back in 2014, Ohio made an RPS goal, which is a renewable portfolio standard, of where we're going to get 50 megawatts of solar into American Electric Power, AEP system. Like I'm saying, this was 2014. We're supposed to get 50 megawatts of solar power before 2019. So like our capitalistic society does, we had one company, along with some behind closed doors deals, that wanted to do 49 megawatts at one project. So not only did they greedily want to take the entire goal of Ohio, but get all the money, get all the construction, get everything for themselves, man. I mean, it's happening all over the solar community right now. We have people coming out of nowhere, setting up companies, building these big installations. Now, don't get me wrong, we need these big installations to help us fight climate change. But in the meantime, why can't we have schools that are teaching our kids about this? Why can't we have it in colleges? Why don't we have solar on every school and every college in America? So as our young people, as those young people are growing up, they know renewable energy can be in their conscious. They can go that extra mile to want to do something to save our planet, and not just want to be a basketball star, a football star, a singer. We've got to get people interested in solar and what it can do for our community. Just like I said, I'm right here at the Indiana-Ohio line. Indiana has accepted solar. I mean, as soon as you cross the state line into Indiana, there are solar installations on one side and the other side of the highway. They have actually taken solar to a level that Ohio can do. Indiana's a Republican state. I know Ohio is a Republican state as well. But at least Indiana has put aside their differences and said, hey, this is a no-brainer. We need to start accepting this technology and putting it in our electrical grid, into our system, and see the benefits. We just cannot sit up and fight it. That's what happened in Ohio. Like I said, we announced a 50 megawatt goal in 2014 to have 50 megawatts by 2019. One company came in, wanted to do 49 megawatts of that. They went behind closed doors with AEP. Of course, AEP was with it. They can get to their goal in one whop and don't have to worry about not meeting their goal. Yeah, so that one company was going to reap all the benefits, all the financial properties of that installation. It went along for a long way. Then the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio said, hell no. Not one company or not one person should be able to get the entire state of Ohio goal. Ever since then, Ohio's solar program has been in the tank, man. Republicans fight it every year. John Kasich came in and he just said, forget it, and froze the program for almost 8 years while they fought. He actually got it reinstated. Then the Republicans went behind closed doors with First Energy in Cleveland, took a $60 million bribe and brushed renewable energy under the table while they promoted nuclear. Of course, the guys got caught. They're in a big lawsuit right now, but it still put a black eye on solar. Man, there's so many black eyes in solar. I'd get ready to say something off the cuff there, but I'll just keep it kosher right here. People, we need to see the benefit of not only solar installations on our highways, on our farms, but we need to see them in schools, residences, businesses, hotels, community centers, everywhere, parking lots. There's just so many opportunities, and we can help our grid and get us off of this coal, clean energy instead of dirty energy. There it is right there. There's the grid. Will we be the generation that changes our grid? Or will we be the ones that stood by and let climate change get worse while we fight it on a political level and a capitalistic level on who gets to make the money from solar. Solar should be everywhere, to learn from it, to grow, to help our world. That's all the angry black man is about. And that's why I'm angry, because we're not doing anything about it, man. Why can't we do something about something so important that we see every day? We hear about the poles melting. We hear about everything, but where's the action? Oh no, we start a new show. We start a new this. We start a new that. We need to start renewable energy education. Merry Christmas, 2021. 2022 is a week away. We could do a lot better, people. From the angry black man, hey, catch you next time. And I'm not angry just to be angry. I'm angry, man, because we're just letting this opportunity slip through our grasp. We've got to take charge and give our children thoughts of a clean energy future. Take care, America.